Okay, so let's get started with this project. For the first step of this project, we're going to be tracing our hands. So let's get started. Before I actually talk about techniques to get all of those hands on the page, I would like to talk to you about basic tracing technique when it comes to tracing our hands. Now, I often see two different types of hands that are not what we want. I'm gonna call these balloon hands and alien hands, okay? This is not what we want. We want human hands on our page. So this is how these mistakes are often made, okay? A balloon hand is when your drawing utensil does not come into contact with your fingers, when you're just drawing around. This is not what we want. This is a balloon hand. This is not what our hands look like. An alien hand is when the pencil does come into contact with the fingers, which is what we want. We want the pencil to come into contact with our fingers. However, when you create that alien hand, usually your hand is either moving or you're going under your fingers. Or you're doing both of those things. So this is an easier mistake to make because when you're tracing, you need to make contact with your hand and your pencil. Now, balloon hands, that means you're not following directions. I do not want to see this on anyone's page. If I see this on your page, this shows me you are not paying attention during this portion of the lesson. I better not see any balloon hands, okay, friends? Alien fingers, now this is something we can work with. So let's get away from what is incorrect, and I'll show you this one handout really quickly. Balloon hands and alien hands, we do not want. Human hands are what we want. So let's talk about how to achieve this. When tracing your hand, it's important to make sure that your hand is flat on the page. Pretend that your hand goes splat. You don't want your fingers curved like this. You don't want your hands together, okay? Put your hand flat on your page, palm and fingers flat on your page. When you trace, you don't want to dig into your paper with your pencil. You can just go lightly, okay? And make sure that your pencil is touching your hand. But you want your pencil to be up and down. Remember, alien fingers are when you go under, balloon fingers are when your pencil goes out. You want your pencil to be straight up and down, okay? And go slowly, try your best. So I'm going to draw this first hand, but I want you to watch before you begin. Okay? When you get down to the palm, you're going to stop. Ah, look at that nice human hand. Now, we are not going to draw arms for this project. No wrist, no arms, okay, friends? We're going to connect at the palm. So we just have floating handprints. So, in tracing our hands, we need to get creative with our placement. In order to do that, you cannot fit every single hand all the way on the paper. You need to have your hand off of the page at some points. And we're also going to need to rotate our page to make our composition interesting. You don't want all of the hands in the same direction. We want it to be interesting. So let's rotate it around. Now you're going to have your hand in different places. This is where I want you to play around with the placement of your hands. But just to help you out, I will let you watch me do my tracing now. hands traced on your page, we're ready to move on to step 2.